Picture this. You get a call from your mum. She's panicking. She says she's been in a car accident abroad. She needs money wired immediately, £2,000, and she can't reach your dad. The voice is hers. The worry in her voice is hers. The way she says your name is hers. You wire the money. Then she calls again from home, completely fine. No accident, no emergency. She never made that first call. Someone did though. An AI did. Welcome to Cognitive Beyond. I'm Craig, and today we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most quietly alarming technological shifts of our time. AI-generated deepfakes. Not in a science fiction way, in a this happened last Tuesday kind of way. Joining me, as always, is Lara, researcher, AI ethicist, and the person who, frankly, keeps me from catastrophizing on air.
That is genuinely my job description at this point. Hi, everyone. Fair warning, today's episode might make you slightly paranoid about video calls. That's probably appropriate.
It may be a very hot day in London, but today's discussion will uncover some chilling facts about AI and deepfakes. Here's what we're covering today. What deepfakes are and how they're made, how modern AI transformed this from a niche research curiosity into a mass-scale threat, the real-world cases, some of which are jaw-dropping, and crucially, what you can do about it. We're going to try to leave you informed, not just alarmed. Let's go.
Let's start at the beginning. The word deepfake combines deep learning and fake. It emerged around 2017 when AI was first used to convincingly swap faces in videos. At the time, it seemed niche. In hindsight, it was a warning sign.
At its core, a deepfake is any image, video, or audio clip where AI has been used to convincingly alter or fabricate a person's appearance, voice, or actions. Think Photoshop, but for moving faces and voices, often in real time.
The technology relies on systems such as generative adversarial networks, or GANs, and more recently, diffusion models. Simplified, one AI creates a fake, another tries to detect it, and both improve through competition until the result becomes highly convincing.
And that's the key insight, right? And these systems train themselves. The AI teaches itself to be more convincing.
Exactly. Feed them enough publicly available footage, YouTube videos, interviews, podcasts, social media clips, and they can synthesize someone saying or doing almost anything.
Which is genuinely terrifying.
It is. And the amount of data needed has dropped dramatically. Voice cloning systems can now produce convincing replicas from just seconds of audio. Given how often most of us post videos, voice notes, or appear online, we're continuously uploading the raw material for our own deepfakes.
And this isn't an expensive specialist capability anymore.
Not at all. Deepfake tools are cheap, widely available, and increasingly easy to use. What was once a bespoke production has become industrialized deception.
Let's talk about some real-world cases.
February 2004. Global engineering firm Are lost $25 million after an employee joined what appeared to be a routine video call with senior colleagues, including the CFO. Every person on that call was an AI-generated deepfake. 15 transfers, $25 million gone.
And that's important because this wasn't someone clicking a suspicious email, it was a sophisticated, live, multi-person deception. The employee relied on the very things humans have always trusted, faces and voices.
There are broader implications, too. The U.S. Justice Department alleged that hundreds of American companies unknowingly hired workers connected to North Korea who used deepfakes during job interviews to conceal their identities. And in politics, deepfakes have increasingly been used to spread misinformation, impersonate politicians, and undermine elections worldwide.
We should also acknowledge the human cost. The overwhelming majority of deepfake content online consists of non-consensual intimate imagery, disproportionately targeting women. This is digital violence on a digital scale.
Schools are increasingly facing similar issues, with students using deepfake tools to harass classmates and teachers. Laws simply haven't kept pace. I think the most philosophically disturbing aspect is something called the liar's dividend. Explain that. The obvious danger is fake things being believed, but the inverse is equally dangerous. Real evidence can now be dismissed as fake. A genuine recording of a politician saying something incriminating, their response can simply be, "That's a deepfake."
So the technology erodes trust even when it's not actively being used.
Exactly. Researchers argue we're approaching, or have already reached, a point where humans can no longer reliably distinguish authentic from fabricated media without technological help. Studies consistently show that people perform poorly when trying to identify high-quality deepfakes, often barely better than chance.
Which means our instincts are no longer enough.
Right, and repeated exposure to misinformation can make it feel more believable over time, regardless of whether it's true.
From a financial perspective, what's the damage looking like?
Significant and accelerating. Businesses are losing hundreds of thousands of dollars per incident on average, and forecasts suggest AI-enabled fraud could cost tens of billions of dollars annually within the next few years. Deepfake attacks against customer service centers and financial institutions are increasing rapidly.
I want to pause here and invite you, wherever you're listening, to sit with something. We've all been trained from childhood to trust our senses. We believe what we see. We recognize voices we love. Entire legal and social systems are built on those assumptions. Deepfakes challenge that foundation. So the question isn't simply, how do I spot a deepfake? It's, what does it mean to live in a world where seeing is no longer believing? We'll come back to that.
Okay, practical tools, because it can't just be doom. Current deepfakes often still leave traces. Look for facial inconsistencies, unusual blinking, blurred edges around hair or ears, unnaturally smooth skin, or teeth that don't move naturally. Check lighting and shadows. If the face and environment appear lit differently, that's a warning sign. And watch for audio-visual mismatches, lip movements slightly out of sync with speech, or voices that sound oddly flat or robotic. What about businesses? Businesses need what security experts call out-of-band verification. In simple terms, if someone asks you to do something high stakes, transfer money, share credentials, approve an unusual request, verify it through a separate channel. Don't call back on the number that contacted you. Use pre-established contacts, establish code words or verification procedures, and train staff. Many organizations still provide no deepfake awareness training whatsoever.
And for individuals?
Be mindful about how much biometric data you share publicly. Use verification tools if something seems suspicious. Most importantly, pause. Deepfake scams almost always create urgency. A relative in trouble, a boss demanding immediate action, a bank warning of an emergency. Pause. Verify independently, then act.
The pause is free, and it could save you a lot of money. Let's look briefly at regulation and where this is all heading.
Governments are beginning to respond. The US, UK, and EU have all introduced legislation targeting harmful deepfakes, particularly non-consensual intimate imagery and identity fraud. But enforcement remains difficult. Deepfakes can be created anonymously, distributed globally, and spread faster than legal systems can respond.
What about detection technology? Can AI solve this problem?
Partially, but not completely. Detection systems perform well in laboratories, but their accuracy drops significantly in real-world conditions. And every improvement in detection is quickly met by improvements in generation. It's an arms race. Technology alone won't solve this. We need technology, regulation, platform accountability, and media literacy working together.
And deepfakes aren't entirely negative.
Not at all. Synthetic media has legitimate uses in film, accessibility, healthcare, education, and translation. The key ethical questions are simple. Did the person consent? And does the audience know they're viewing synthetic media? Those two questions separate legitimate use from abuse.
So, what are the key takeaways?
3 things. First, the threat is real and it's already here. Deepfakes are being used for fraud, political manipulation, harassment, and identity deception at scale. Second, your instincts are not a reliable defense. Build habits and processes that don't rely solely on what you see and hear. Verify independently. And third, this isn't just an individual problem, it's a societal one. Questions about truth, evidence, and trust affect journalism, democracy, science, every institution that depends on shared reality. Technical solutions alone won't save us. We need a cultural response.
And I'd add this: pay attention to the trend, not the headlines. The technology is improving rapidly, but so are regulation, detection systems, and public awareness. We're not defenseless.
The best defense against information attacks is a population that's thoughtful, skeptical in the right ways, and equipped with good habits. You've already taken a step.
We'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you more or less concerned
About deepfakes and before listening.
Have you encountered
One.
Come join the conversation. That's a wrap on Cognitive Beyond. If this episode got you thinking, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe wherever you listen, leave us a review, and we'll be back next week.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. Stay curious, stay adaptable, and we'll see you in the next one.
Cognitive Beyond is produced independently. Full research sources are linked in the show description.